Hey folks, how are you? I'm getting set up here and hopefully we'll get going here, get myself situated. It's been a hectic afternoon. Who's just joined me? Hey, Amy's here. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be inviting Amy Thomas in with me here to join. We're just going to have a bit of a discussion following up with my interview that I had earlier today with Miss Brenda Garrison. So I'm going to get Miss Amy on here. Amy, let's get you up. Okay, bring Amy on the camera here. Okay, a lot of you, I'm pretty sure y'all know, is an advocate for PTSD, and she's also a, what in the world is that? She's also an independent investigative journalist, so she does a lot of research and blogs, etc. So I'm going to get her in here, and it's just, hey, Amy, if you're listening in, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Oh, there she comes. She's right there.
Hello.
I'm trying to get this down pat, girl. I'm so exhausted. I'm so sorry I kept you waiting.
It's all right.
It's been a day. It's been a day. I can do without drama. I don't need drama. Everything's good. Life is good. And just keep on trucking, keep on going forward, keep on marching through. You know, love the haters, love the love.
Oh, yes.
You know? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What
You hear
did
me
you
okay?
get to watch? Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay.
Did you get to watch the interview I did with Brenda Garrison? What did you think? What's some of your feedback?
She was spot on about everything she said. I mean, I was really impressed, and I've never heard of these nurses before. So I was curious, is this only something that happens in Texas? Is this nationwide? I'm really interested more about the program.
Mm. Yeah, the program itself and what she's been doing for so many, several decades now. I mean, she's done, like we had discussed earlier, she's done over 4,500 plus forensic medical examinations working with children and adults that have been victims of sexual assault. And so it just absolutely is a learning educational experience for me, because I wasn't as aware of what her, what all she did.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, wow, it takes a special person to work with those type of victims and to not have some sort of emotion. I mean, it takes a special person, a nurse, to work with terminally ill patients that are at the stage of end of life.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people are built to handle emotionally and mentally that type of patient care. So that's just amazes me what she does. But SANE nurses are they're certified through the Office of the Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is we've got over like a population of 25 million people in the state of Texas, and there's only 300. And we've got a lot of nurses in Texas.
Oh, wow.
So that surprises me that there's not more. But she definitely, her facility has been in private practice for 21 years, I think, if I'm saying that correctly. I hope I am. So she's the only one in the state of Texas.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot.
That is.
There needs to be these in every state across the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, it really, she was just brilliant today. Now I know that you've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I want to definitely seal my lip and give you the run of it, Miss Amy. God bless you, and I love you, girl.
Love you too. This whole thing that's going on with these allegations that we're seeing coming across our newsfeed every day, with the sexual allegations of harassment, assault. And these people, I don't understand the motive behind it. I know a lot of this is political. I know a lot of this is for whatever the case may be. What they are doing, though, I just saw on Twitter. Did you ever hear of Emily Linden?
No.
She's apparently a feminist for, I think it was Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue, who had
Okay.
that edition where they were explaining how to teens, they gave a guide for anal sex. Oh, yes, during the summer, they did an edition.
No.
It was actually a guide.
No way.
Sex. Gay, same sex.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. And now this Emily Linden, who writes for Teen Vogue, here I have to read her quote. This was her quote on Twitter. She says, "I'm not at all concerned about innocent men losing their jobs over false assault or harassment. Sorry, some innocent men's reputation have to take have to take a hit in the process of undoing the patriarchy. That is a price I'm absolutely willing to pay." And it's things like this. They're willing to take down innocent men. They're false allegations. Just 47 men since Harvey Weinstein scandal taken down by allegations. Just 47. And that was just updated today. I think the latest one, let me see here. Let's see. Morgan Spurlock. We have Mario Batali, Ryan Lidza. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, of course, Hollywood has jumped onto the bandwagon.
Yeah, you can see that trend.
But these allegations, these women are doing this hashtag that's gone viral, Me Too. To these women, I know they want to be empowered. They want to be, feel strong. What is this doing to those who actually do report it, who are victims?
Right.
I mean, if you look, national statistics, which they say, I think it was Betsy DeVos recently said only 2% were found as false allegations. Clearly, none of them actually looked up the real statistics. Now, if you go to, RAIN or any other, well-known site, the national statistics alone,
right,
43% who did not report because they thought nothing could be done. 27 thought it was a private matter. 12% were afraid of police, response, and an additional 12% thought it was not important enough to report at the time. So,
wow. And see, I'm sorry, but as a woman, somebody messes with me, you're going to have one hell of a fight on your hands, and you can bet and rest assured I'm getting law enforcement involved.
Yes.
And I'll do whatever it takes to send your butt into a jail cell to make sure that this doesn't happen to another woman. Yeah. Period. You understand? I mean, we have lived in the millennium times, I know, all throughout the 2000s. So almost the last 20 years, give or take 2 or 3, we're still working on approaching, the 2018, so we'll have 2 years. Yep. What is their excuses? If you have been harmed in any kind of way, you call the authorities, you get examined. See folks like Miss Brenda Garrison, and if you don't feel at the time to go to law enforcement, at least preserve the evidence.
Exactly.
I mean, because if you have this claim, you've got to have evidence. If you don't have evidence, all you got is your word. And that is what casts a cloud on whether or not what you're saying is true or false.
Oh,
And it
absolutely.
can't be an allegation from 20, 30 years ago that just surfaces up out of the blue,
Mm-hmm.
and you expect people to believe you.
Yep.
I mean, my God. Okay, y'all, now I'm just using this as hypothetical. This is not under no circumstances true. It is false. Okay? But what would be wrong with me? Oh, I'm a victim of what's his name? I was done this way by so and so. I mean, come on. You can't walk out there into media and make these type of claims against someone if you don't have something to back it up. And if you're sitting there just if you're saying that you don't feel like that it was important at the time to report it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes me think analytically. Okay, well, were you more afraid of filing a police report to only find out and determine that your claims were false, and were you afraid of the consequences of the felony that you would be charged with for filing a false police report?
Absolutely.
Because the confinement is up to 5 years in
Mm-hmm.
imprisonment
Yep.
with civil
Mm-hmm.
penalties. Okay, so you got all these people that have come out against Dustin Hoffman. What? Just because they've been in the entertainment industries, all of a sudden they're supposed to have some credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Their word's supposed to mean something. I'm sorry, but if you can't, that's just horrible. And hey, folks, I was abducted at the age of 17. I lived. I'm breathing. Thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
There was many other victims during that age bracket that is 6 feet under.
Yes.
Okay, and I testified against the man, and he went to prison on multiple life terms, and then he died in prison. So I'm just saying, justice got served.
Yes. Yes, it did.
I wish that it would have been a heck of a lot more. Okay, because all those young girls that he hurt. Oh my God! I mean, seriously, like I said, I am fortunate that I didn't end up on the back of a milk carton.
Mm-hmm. In my viewpoint.
Now, that's a real victim.
Yeah.
You are a victim. You know, have I been sexually harassed in the workplace? Yes, I have. With documented proof. I'm talking video and audio recordings, folks. I didn't go to corporate and open my mouth unless I had facts to support what I was saying, in his words, what he was saying and doing. Okay, we lived in let me get this out of my head. Ooh, we've lived in an advanced technology age for the last how many years? And we've had digital recorders for how many decades that you can slip in your purse, slip in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, little micro cameras from what Sony or Canon's been sitting around for a long time, little bitty ones that you can carry in your purse. They've got the video on it where you can video record stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are in the workplace and it's an escalation, it always starts small and then it works its way up. It's just a build up. You know, you brush it off. You try to wear, thicker clothing just to make sure that you're not doing anything to provoke it, And God forbid you work in an environment where you literally see, I kid you not, it was easier working with nurses because they came to work in scrubs.
Yeah.
Work in the legal profession? No, these hoochie mamas, they don't know what pantyhose are. No, these hoochie mamas will walk up in these big old high heels, which I do have a lot of big high heels, but I wear slacks and a jacket. These women will come up in there with these mini skirts up to their like mid-thigh and these low-cut blouses. They're just typing you. You provoking something. You can't come into the workplace or go into a court looking like that. So
Because
I'm
on
not
that point,
saying,
though, let me
but I'm
jump
saying,
in. It does not matter how a woman is dressed, how she acts.
I think that
No,
we should have enough respect for ourselves to not provoke something. And if our subconscious mind thinks that it may be a little bit not so classy, then it needs to be considered, especially in the workplace. If you go out with some booty shorts on and it's up your crack, well, what do you expect people to think about you when you're on the street? What do you expect them to think about you? You're a piece of meat. Us women know that we want respect. You got to get the respect by respecting yourself first. We don't need men to love us or like us for our assets. We want them to love us, like us, and appreciate us for our minds and who we are as people. Thank God. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for my husband. But there are a lot of women out there that have a lot of mental and emotional challenges. And I get it. And they're starving for attention. That ain't no reason to disrespect yourself. But I know a lot of women, too, in certain areas and professions, that they work because they need to make money, make a dime. But I would never stoop myself to that level to take my clothes off for a buck. Never, ever, 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 ever. You don't have to rise up the ladder of success by dressing and disrespecting yourself to draw that kind of attention. You dress like that, you're going to get bad attention. You're not going to get the positive attention and respect that you deserve. So even these entertainers making all these accusations against Dustin Hoffman, really, the man has been respected, well respected in that industry for how many decades? And all of a sudden, he's wealthy. I mean, he's almost working toward going out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's up in age. So your way is to make these words allegations with the proof. Let me ask you something. There is a thing called SAG. Do y'all know what that is? SAG regulates actors and actresses and what they get paid and what contracts they pull in. Let me ask you something. Do you know that SAG has regulations? Do you know that they have policies about that? So, yeah, I get it. You're afraid of losing your job. Well, why didn't you get proof? If you knew this was a repeat action and this was happening, why didn't you get proof? If you were constantly working with this individual in this environment and you're saying, okay, this was happening, I mean, us women are smart enough to say, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm not doing anything to provoke it, number one. That gives me a clear conscience about myself, that I'm not causing this. And then two, I'm not going to go or put myself in any position where I'm alone with this person where it could escalate. And if I am going to go into an environment like that, I'm going to take an audio recorder or a camera with me to have some sort of evidence that this did happen. Because if something happens, I'm going to the popo. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to go to SAG. Now, this is on my personal take on it, but I look at a lot of things from a paralegal perspective. I look at things analytically. I look at the law. I look at what... You know what I'm saying? I look at it different than people. Now, I'll shut up.
See, I get what you're saying. When in today's standards, you look at the magazines, you look at TV, women are extremely sexualized. So women are going to...
Provocative.
Are going to, work off of that. Hey, more power to them. You want to dress like that? That's fine. But be smart about it. What I have an issue with, okay, if you're going to be coming forward after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, he touched me here, he did this, he did that. Okay. So let me ask you this, and this is coming from non-bipartisan, unbiased. This is just from research alone, and from somebody who's been through, who's lived through, who is a survivor of sexual assault. When this happened, did you report it to
God bless
anybody?
you, girl.
Did you report it to your immediate superiors, to HR? Did you talk to your family? Did you go to local law enforcement? Anybody? No? Why? Okay, if you say you didn't feel you could, why do you feel you can now? Is it because people like Gloria Allred? There's so many angles I look at these accusations and why I questioned their authenticity. I mean, who did they first report this to? To media? Or was it law enforcement? Or was it to, the opposing campaign?
Ooh, you got a great point.
Exactly. What is your motive? Why now? Oh, me too? Are you doing it to be relevant? Are you trying to resurrect a dead career? You want attention, monetary gain, whatever that is. So then you have to go back and look, okay, the person you're accusing, during that time period, you're saying this happened. Is there any other reports? Is there a history of this behavior in this person you're accusing? There are so many things that people don't look into, don't think about. And these feminists who are saying, oh, if innocent men have to take a fall just in the pursuit of women's rights and activism, screw you. Because how many women are getting raped? How many children who are being sexually assaulted are being discredited just because they spoke up?
Right. And that is so sad too, because you think there are those victims out there, young to even elderly persons, that are more vulnerable, weaker to defend themselves, and they are being violated. And it makes me sick. And who's their voice? I don't see any of these people making the accusations ever come out and work with any organization or advocacy groups to help, educate and raise awareness on sane nurses, or how that we could better assist to bring those victims out. I mean, motives. There's major motives.
So many issues. I mean, if only 40% of sexual assault, rape, harassments are ever reported, where's the other 60%? There's so much that has to be looked at into this. And why is there no criminal investigations happening? Well, we already know why.
Correct.
Because filing a false police report is a felony. If I'm correct, or am I correct on that one?
Yes, it is.
Thought so.
Yes, you are.
Yes. It's
up to 5 years imprisonment.
Now, the time to investigate from the law enforcement, investigative journalism, whatever have you, the time it takes to interview all the subjects, gather evidence, write reports, do all the testing, DNA. That takes time. It also takes valuable resources. Now, we're out here chasing unicorns. Yes. We're letting people who are actually being hurt just fall by the wayside. Now, how do these feminists feel about that? If you're going to write for Teen Vogue, not a fan. They sexualize our children. They have no morals whatsoever. Yet they want to be spokespeople. Really? When you won their,
I mean, we can't let Teen Vogue educate our children of how to have that kind of sex.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be educating our children I with my child, I scared the ever living poo out of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, at 13 years old, I showed her medically what everything looked like: gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, you name it, in images of what that thing looks like. If you contract this STD,
and this is what
an AIDS patient with toxoplasmosis looks like. Girl, I heard her screaming in her room. Mama, mama, oh my God. Oh yeah, she kept it shut. That nothing was getting nowhere.
She watched childbirth video.
She that scared her. But Teen Vogue, really?
Oh yes. Look at some of their articles. And yet Teen Vogue now, their demographic is targeted from 11-year-olds to 18-year-old girls. If you ever flip through Teen Vogue, it's disgusting. The stuff that they have in there, so sexualized. Our children are growing up fast.
Oh, I just lost Amy. Okay, Amy. I just lost you. Oops.
I'm back.
I can't see the comments. Hey, you're back. Okay, yeah, it was for some reason, Amy, it was going off. And it was kind of hard to hear you, so it kind of phased you out.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Fine. Where are we at?
I can't hear you, Amy.
I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Are we getting zooked?
Zucked? Hold on.
This has been happening way too much lately. I've got full internet. I'm on 4G.
Hold on a second.
I can't hear you.
How about now?
I can't hear you. Let me see. Y'all let her know I can't hear her. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
That's strange.
I don't know.
Well, folks, looks like we got some technical difficulties. Go figure. And I know it's not my internet, Facebook. Thank you very much. I know it's not internet. What's happening on your end? Can anybody? I can't hear her. Amy?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
That is nuts. Neil, that's nuts. What in the world?
I don't know.
This is
crazy.
Okay, Randall Thorne, can you hear me?
I'm not. Amy, we're going to have to probably restart this. I can't hear anything. Not a thing.
And
I've got everything going 4G. Everything's no way. So she can hear me, but I can't hear her. What the heck? Hello. Amy?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry, folks. I don't know an explanation for this. There's no.
Hi, Randall.
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Boy, I'm looking like an idiot. Might as well make everybody laugh right now.
Tell her this and plug her back
I'm echoing.
in.
Hello. I love the President of the United States.
Oh,
Okay. Amy, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Can we restart this thing?
sure can.
Something's wrong on my end. I don't know what it is. I just don't have no explanation.
Alrighty.